2 guards asked a brave nurse to leave her son's graduation. Then 4 SEALs silenced the room. The uniformed guards stepped forward, their faces unreadable. "Ma'am, you need to come with us. Now." Lieutenant Sarah Carter, clad in her navy blue camouflage dress, froze mid-smile. Around her, proud families cheered as graduates tossed their caps. But the 2 men in crisp uniforms weren't here to celebrate. Their presence was a cold blade slicing through the joy of the day. Her son, Jason, hadn't noticed yet. He was still laughing with his friends, oblivious. Sarah's fingers tightened around her program. What could possibly be urgent enough to pull her away now? But this wasn't the first time duty had demanded sacrifice. Sarah had missed birthdays, holidays, even Jason's high school graduation when her unit was deployed. She had promised him, sworn, she wouldn't miss this one. Yet, here they were. And in less than 10 minutes, 4 Navy SEALs would silence the entire auditorium. Sarah Carter was no stranger to impossible choices. A single mother and a decorated Navy nurse, she had spent years balancing the demands of service with the guilt of absence. Jason had been just 6 when his father, a Marine, didn't come home from deployment. Since then, Sarah had tried, and often failed, to be both parents at once. Today was supposed to be different. Today was his day. "Ma'am, it's Commander Hayes. He's insisting." The guard's voice was low, urgent. Sarah's stomach dropped. Hayes didn't make social calls. If he was sending guards to retrieve her in the middle of her son's graduation, it meant one thing: crisis. She glanced at Jason, his grin wide as he adjusted his cap. Her heart split in 2. Outside, a black SUV idled. Hayes's voice crackled over the guard's radio. "Tell Carter we have wounded incoming. Her team is already en route." Sarah's fists clenched. She knew the protocol. Knew lives depended on her, but Jason would never understand. Not again. She turned back toward the auditorium, torn, until the guard blocked her path. "Orders are orders, Lieutenant." Then, footsteps. Fast, purposeful. 4 Navy SEALs, led by Senior Chief Mark Reynolds, strode into the graduation hall. The crowd hushed as Reynolds stepped onto the stage, commandeering the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, pardon the interruption." His voice boomed. "But before we proceed, there's someone who deserves recognition." His eyes locked onto Sarah's. Lieutenant Carter, front and center. Sarah's legs refused to move. This wasn't a summons to duty, it was something else. Had she messed up? Was she being reprimanded in front of her son? Jason's face was a mix of confusion and dawning horror. Then Reynolds spoke again, softer this time. "Get up here, Sarah." The SEALs parted as she walked forward. Reynolds handed her the mic, then stepped back and saluted. One by one, the SEALs followed. The entire auditorium held its breath. "Lieutenant Carter," Reynolds announced, "just saved 12 lives in a classified operation. Command wouldn't let us tell you until now." Jason's eyes widened. Sarah's voice trembled. "Then why pull me out?" Reynolds grinned. "Because your real orders were to stand here and let your son see you get the recognition you deserve." The room erupted in applause. Jason sprinted to the stage and threw his arms around her. Sarah clung to him, tears streaming. For once, she hadn't had to choose. For once, the mission was her family. And as the SEALs stood at attention behind them, Sarah realized she hadn't just earned their respect. She'd finally shown her son what true courage looked like. If this story touched you, hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.